Hey everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. Let's get into everything that's going on. I want to start with something I know has impacted many of you, many families, drug costs. Now, back in 2010, Americans were promised that the Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, would deliver affordable, reliable health care. Instead, what happened? Nobody can deny it. Premiums skyrocketed. Choices narrowed. Americans were left paying some of the highest prescription drug prices literally anywhere in the world, while other countries paid a fraction of the exact same medicines. That's ridiculous. Healthcare costs have always been a huge expense for the American public, but this week I sent out a survey asking residents of Florida's 21st District if they have experienced an unreasonable rise in prescription drug pricing since the Affordable Care Act was enacted. 66% of you responded yes. That's wrong. We're taking steps to change that starting already, going back a couple of weeks. Now, to tackle prescription drug prices, last May, President Trump signed an executive order implementing what's known as most favored nation prescription drug pricing. That's something important to explain. Now, what is most favored nation prescription drug pricing? This is a prescription drug pricing plan that takes aim at foreign countries that have been freeloading off American innovation. What do I mean by that? It forces drug companies to offer fair prices to American patients. It opens the door to direct-to-consumer purchasing at the lowest international price available. What has been happening previously? Previously, it's always been the policy, and I've never agreed with this. It's always been something that I've been fighting against, to say, well, listen, the United States of America has to pay these higher drug prices because if America doesn't pay these higher drug prices, then innovation is going to go down. Even though everybody else is paying less, we need the American people to pay more to fuel innovation. Not telling Europeans that they need to pay higher prices or other people on other continents that they need to pay higher prices, just telling the Americans, you need to pay the higher prices to fuel innovation. For everybody else, you pay the higher cost. And as the largest purchaser of prescription drugs in the world, Americans should get the best deal, not the worst deal. Now we're finally going to get the best deal. So that's a little bit on that. I want to switch gears to something else. Transportation and infrastructure hearing from earlier this week, where I had the opportunity to speak with an official from the U.S. Coast Guard and a representative from the Government Accountability Office. Now, the hearing focused on the maritime safety and environmental protection of our Gulf of America, which is especially critical at this time as we see a rise in what's known as ghost ships off of our shores. What are ghost ships, right? I asked the witness about these so-called ghost ships operating in the Caribbean and their environmental impact. These are vessels that lack proper documentation, fail basic safety standards, and are used for illegal oil trafficking. These are usually very old ships that companies won't insure anymore. They quite often have subpar crewmen on these ships. They wouldn't pass any normal test by a major shipping company to say whether they would put them to sea or not. They're not going to pass those tests. They're illegal shipping. It's illegal shipping takes place. That's what you've seen U.S. law enforcement go and rappel off of helicopters onto these vessels, taking them over. Those are illegal vessels, ghost ships. So for Florida, this is a serious problem. If one of these substandard vessels were to spill oil, our coastal communities and American taxpayers would be left dealing with all of the consequences. Illegal oil trafficking through unsafe ships threatens all of the work that we've accomplished in our fight to clean water, and it affects our national security as well. That's one example of how these ghost ships put all of you at risk just because they're so subpar and their crews are so subpar and they're not focused on maintaining the vessels or whether they can even operate safely. That's why strong oversight matters. I'm going to keep updating you all year long on the strides that we're making in this fight for oversight and transparency. I want to switch gears one more time. This week, as chairman of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, I held a hearing focused on one of the most serious national security challenges that we face, winning the AI arms race against the Chinese Communist Party. A critical component of winning that race is how America handles the sale of AI chips to foreign private companies. Let me be clear about one thing. The use of these chips It's not like kids playing war video games with no real consequences because they're playing something on Xbox or they're playing Halo or something else. It's real life. It's real wars, real weapons, real casualties. AI dominance does decide who sees first, who strikes first in future conflicts, and even in large part in current conflicts. That is what's at stake here. Right now, the United States is in the lead, substantially in the lead. Our chips are the most superior. Our cloud companies power AI across the world. Our models dominate every market. This wasn't developed by government. This was developed by private entrepreneurs, individuals, engineers, people that went out there and put their own capital on the line. It's outstanding. Make no mistake that this advantage exists because of American innovation, which means it cannot be taken for granted as China works against us to steal anything and everything that they can. And Congress needs to have oversight as to whom and where these chips are sold. If American technology enables a foreign military, Congress has a duty to act. That's the simple math problem of it. If it was just dealing with warfighters on video games, I don't think Congress has to have a big oversight on that. But when you're affecting the real warfighter, real weapon system, real casualties, Congress has a duty to act. That's why I introduced what's known as AI Overwatch Act. It's legislation that ensures America's most advanced AI technology is not stolen. We cannot afford to get this wrong. It's real. It's happening right now. And I'm proud of the committee's advancement and the debate over the AI arms race. A lot of what that is about codifying what the president has put into place even this week about making sure that nothing in terms of AI ends up in the hands of the Chinese military, or making sure that we're looking at what takes place by those who are accessing what our chips provide via the cloud. So these are important discussions that are not intuitive to everybody out there, but they're taking place and they serve well our national security. They serve at the highest level our national security. In that, as always, it is an honor to serve you. I look forward to seeing you all around home, and in that, you all take care. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe. I will be back on YouTube with more exclusive content, so stay tuned.